Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 8 at Delaware Park on Saturday. Graded stakes action at 11 furlongs for the fillies and mares. It's the Grade 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial. Nice race that you can get involved with the DRF Bets account. Subscribe at bets.drf.com. There's all the terms and conditions right there. You get some nice benefits being a DRF Bets member. Here's the field for the Grade 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial Stakes. And Mike, I think this is a pretty competitive cast. I want to talk about the coupled entry trained by the mad genius, Michael Dickinson, beginning with the number 1 Pamina. We talked a little bit about Pamina earlier this week. She was entered in a stake at Belmont on Friday. I thought she was going the right way in that pucker up. She ran a good second that day. I think she was too close to the pace in the Dueling Grounds Oaks. I don't think she particularly cared for the synthetic surface at Woodbine, and then she threw a jockey. So there are a little bit of excuses to close out her 3-year-old campaign, and I think for a prep, that was exactly what Dickinson was looking for last time out at Delaware.
It really did look like a prep in there. She won it easily enough. It feels like it's a race she could jump forward off of. I'll be honest, Dan, both halves of this entry are going to stretch out for this race, but I don't really think it's going to be a problem for them. They're a very good price on the morning line. I would want to use these two horses. I preferred Theodora B, but I think they could both win.
Third place finisher from that last prep for Pamina came back to run third the other day in the Grade 3 Penny Memorial at Parks with an 84 buyer. As for Theodora B, I thought you tried really hard in the big Dreyfus 2 starts back. Was just no match for I'm So Fancy, who I believe was favored. It was only her second start as a 4-year-old. She came in the stretch with a good, rock-solid run. I think a step forward is coming. She has paired up by her tops now in her first 2 starts at 2. And Theodora B, to me, is the kind of horse you give her some pace, she's going to fire.
Yeah, I like that win off the layoff especially. I mean, she had a lot of work to do in the stretch. She came with a big run to just get up at the end. And then last time, she just didn't have any chance with I'm So Fancy. I'm So Fancy ran a big race that day. The distance is a question for her, but I like her last 2 races.
Timeform U.S. Pace Projector has 5, Coach Whip out on top. Jack Sisterson really found a nice spot for this one on the synthetic last time out in the Arlington Matron. She was chasing the raging Icky Macho, 2 back in the Bewitch. I thought she ran well in that race, but turning back in the Matron, that class of competition, she obviously liked the synthetic surface. She ran an 85 buyer, and while I respect this mare, something tells me that might be it. That might be the plateau for her, and this is tougher.
Yeah, I know you like this horse. She has run well in her last 2 races. I think this is tougher for her too, but I'm not knocking her last 2 races. She's run fine in both of them.
Do you see a situation where maybe she can sort of sneak clear out on the early lead, or do you think horses like Lemon Zip and Ozare will keep her company?
I won't. I wouldn't. I'd be surprised if anybody got too aggressive in this race. If Lannery wanted the lead in here, I think he'd get it.
Let's talk about Steel and Magnolias down towards the rail, a winner at Delaware Park last time out. Give her a little bit extra credit. It was her first start off of a lengthy layoff. This is also a gigantic hike in class.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot working against this horse, stretching out against horses like this.
The number 6 is Vivina, who just missed last time out in the Searching Stakes. And the way that race was run, I thought Vivina ran pretty well. Icky Macho, after all the scratches in that race, was the absolute lone speed. And as you see, it played out. She went 117 for 3/4 while loose on the lead. You're not going to beat her in that situation. But Vivina showed no quit. She was firing from last. She ran a good second in that race. Other than the top 2, though, Mike, I'm just not sure there was a lot of quality in that race.
That's how I feel about it, too. I mean, she clearly ran the best race of her life last time. I think, you have to consider – the pace was against her last time, and she ran well. I think you have to also realize that 2 back when she won at Keeneland, the pace was for her. There was a very strong pace in that race, and she came running to close it down. We'll see what kind of setup she gets here.
Formulator factor the 3 gaining, going out for trainer Brad Cox over the past 3 years with horses aged 3 and up, going third off the layoff in graded stake turf routes. Cox is sitting at 25% with a 381 ROI. This mare has burned a lot of money in North America. She had shown quality overseas, a group winner. In the Bewitch, I thought she ran okay. I mean, she was a solid second that day. It was a race that I thought she could build off of. And in the Kirtana, she's 1-5. She's on an easy lead. She puts away the pace setter, and she gets run down by Gentle Ruler, who we'll get to. That's a disappointing performance, to say the least. My only sort of hope for gaining is that maybe she just likes to be covered up and make one run.
Maybe she does. I mean, I liked her Bewitch. I thought that she ran well in there, and I'm with you. I thought it was a good starting off point for her. She was obviously very disappointing last time. We talked about this a little bit the other day because she was entered at Belmont. I wonder if she wants a little cut in the ground. It sort of looks like from her races over in France that that's what she liked. And she caught firm turf for the first time last time, and it was a big step in the wrong direction. Maybe she just wants a little cut in the ground there.
Osari ran really well in the Dueling Grounds Oaks to finish off her 3-year-old campaign a bit early. I mean, that race was faster than the Colt division. She was on the lead throughout, and she pretty much gave that field a beating in the stretch. It was a very easy win for her. She showed up at Belmont off of a long layoff. She was the beaten favorite that day, but something tells me that that race was a starting off point. I have a feeling Jonathan Thomas figured he had bigger fish to fry. I think that race going 1.25 miles off the layoff gave her a good foundation for this one.
Yeah, I do too. I think she's going to run better. And she didn't run great off the layoff, but Scottish Jig, who's a pretty nice horse in her own right, got loose on the lead in there. This horse tried to challenge her, couldn't get her, and got outfinished at the end. Not a bad place to start. Her Dueling Ground Oaks was a very good performance.
Lemon Zip has won 3 in a row, certainly deserves an opportunity to grab some valuable black type in this race. Up close to the pace last time out. Looked like she was in deep water in mid-stretch when that New York bred War Canoe came calling, but Lemon Zip just found a little bit more. Her confidence should be sky high. Her buyers are going the right way, yet I still feel she needs another buyer boost.
Yeah, she probably does. Distance has been a real key for her, though. Her last 3 races are all very good, and she's got a great running style, Dan. She'll sit right up close and then take the race over around the turn, and she stays to the end.
She beat Layla Noor in that race going 1 3/8 miles at Belmont. Layla Noor came with her usual run. She just doesn't seem to win very often. She hasn't won since the summer of 2017 at Saratoga. The searching off the long layoff, that's a race I'm not going to put too much stock in. Again, we talked about Ikimasho loose on the lead. Layla Noor probably needed the race, but I expected a little more last time out.
Me too. I thought that she'd run better last time. She was never really a factor in that race, and now she faces a much tougher field.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial. You're going with the 4 Gentle Rider, and why not? Ian Wilkes has gotten this horse in raging form. She started her career with, 11 straight losses? Well, now she's a win machine. She's taken 3 in a row, and she ran right by gaining last time out at Churchill Downs going 1.5 miles. Distance is what she wants. Listen, in many ways, she might be the horse to beat.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, she has to back up the last race. She's going to have to prove that it, wasn't any kind of fluke. But based on her 2 wins prior to that, it does sort of just feel like, she's gotten good right now, and she really appreciates the distance. I really liked her win last time, Dan. I'm going to come right back with it.
You're going with the 4 Gentle Ruler. I'm going with the 3 Gaining to turn the times. This is what's known as last chance, I think, for Gaining. I think she has a good opportunity if she's patiently ridden to maybe turn the tables on Gentle Ruler if she runs back to that French form. But I'm using Gentle Ruler as well. I'm going 3-4. You're going with the 4 in the Grade 3 Robert G. Dick Memorial, one of several stakes races at Delaware Park on Saturday. Get involved by signing up for a DRF Bets account. You see all the details there on the screen and where you need to go to sign up for your DRF Bets account. Approximate post time for the Robert G. Dick Memorial, 5:12 Eastern. Good luck.